Welcome back. If you're new, thanks for stopping by. What I have here is a Viofo A229 Pro. It's a 2-channel dash cam that can record up to 4K. Like I said, it has 4K Ultra HD and Quad HD. I'm not sure what that means. Y'all can tell me. It has Sony Starvis 2 image sensors. It's better than whatever was on the A119. Couldn't tell you. Don't remember. It has built-in Wi-Fi, 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz, so you can connect it to your phone, I'm assuming, and download the information, or maybe that's how it gets to GPS, not sure. I haven't looked into that. It has HDR, high definition resolution. It has voice controls and notifications, so I'm guessing you can say record or something. It'll record the latest clip. So if you see something while you're driving, you could do that, which is quite nice since both these cameras run off one memory card. I'm assuming it'll record and clip both, which is a lot better than what I had to do with A119, which is reach up and press a button. It has a 2.4 HD screen. I'm not sure if that's bigger or smaller than the A119, but we're definitely going to compare the two. It has parking mode. I don't know if I'll be able to use that because I don't have a battery in this. This is a capacitor, so we'll see. And it also has a GPS slider. So let's get this thing open. Shows you how to wire it up here. Got your rear cam, I guess, comes from the front. Interesting. And then you have an input coming for the other one. So that's going to be an interesting way to wire it up. I hope it gave me this cable to go from here to here, or I'm going to have problems. Whew. So here's our dash cam. This is definitely a lot bigger than the A119. I'm assuming this is the GPS module, so I guess it's going to get GPS for this right here. Put your memory card in here. If you have a, I don't know, aux for something, I'm not sure what that's for. I'd never use it. Here's where you put your rear camera. And then I'm assuming that's where the power comes in. And then you can adjust it like this. This is also your mount. Right here is, I believe. I'm not going to fight it. We're just going to mount it when it comes time to mount. Here's the front screen. That I believe is the save this clip button. Guess that gets you into the menu, your Wi-Fi, and then record and your mic button. And then your notifications here. We'll take a look at it once we get some power on it. Here's your rear cam. Nothing too special. This will have a smaller profile on my rear window. Since my car has a low roof and a very sharp angled rear window, it won't take up as much real estate, so less blockage to my rear view. User manual. Extra stickies and stickers. There's some masks in here. Let's see. Guess there's these things to maybe put on your window or if you have tint so it doesn't destroy it. I'm not sure. I probably won't use this. I know how to get these things off without destroying tint. And now they give you a sticker, which I'm not going to sport that. There's no reason to. You really don't want to tell people that you have a dash cam if you ever have an accident. Share that information with your insurance and the police only. Trim tool to help the install. We have a USB-A to USB-C cable. It's kind of short. I don't think I'll be using that. This is pretty long, so this might work out for the rear. So that way I don't have to worry about running a wire back there. I guess we also do need this wire, and I can't do this just straight power this because it's got to get the information from the camera here to the front one. I don't think that's wireless. And then here is the other USB cable But I'm not going to be using this. This is if you plug it into a cigarette outlet or a 12-volt outlet. I'm going to be using this hardwiring kit. I know we installed one in a previous video. I'll put it right there. But this is USB-C, and I didn't want to buy an adapter. I'd rather just run a new one, and then the other one I can maybe use on another car or something. And then this, I believe, is a Bluetooth button. So basically you can put this somewhere. If you want to record a clip, you just clip this button and it'll save your clip. But I don't know if I'll use it since it has voice controls, but maybe as a backup just in case voice controls don't work. All right, let me get this installed and then I'll show you how it works, and then we'll compare this to the A119. All right, and before I do the install, I just wanted to compare the sizes of the A119 and the A229 Pro. Definitely a lot larger. It has a larger screen. I'm assuming because it has Wi-Fi and the GPS, it needs a little bit bigger profile. But you can just see it is bigger all around. And yes, I did break this because I was switching between vehicles and dropped it one time, but still functions great. The A119s I have, the two of them, are just going to go on my truck. It still stinks. I can't record with the back one unless I reach back there, but there's no way I can do that. However, with this will be nice because if I say record a clip, it'll record both the front and rear, and I can review it later. So let me get this installed, and then we'll compare some footage of these two. All right, so I got everything installed here. Cameras look great. It definitely is a lot bigger than the old A119, but I don't mind that, especially with the GPS involved, and it also records to one memory card for both front and rear. Speaking of the rear, I do need to make some adjustments here, just because on the left side it's real close to my third brake light and the recordings are catching a corner of that, so that's something I definitely need to correct. Another thing I'm going to do is swap out this 64 gigabyte memory card. The reason being, 64 gigabytes is just not cutting it. I'm only getting a few hours of recordings, especially running 4K and 2K in the rear. I bought this 512 Samsung. This is 8 times the amount, so hopefully that'll get me at least a whole day of recording or over 12 hours, because if I use parking mode and 4K and all that, like I said, it's going to eat up the memory. But the clips look freaking amazing. Another thing I really like is the voice commands, and you can see here, show rear camera only, show both cameras, show front camera only, lock the video.
Video protected.
They work pretty dang well. It's a lot easier to say a voice command than to have to fumble around and try to locate this little triangle button up here, especially when it's behind my rear view mirror. Let's go ahead and look at a couple clips just to compare what the A119 looked like versus what we're dealing with now with the A229 Pro. So I got A119 on the left here, and on the right is A229 Pro. And it is definitely night and day with the front cameras. I'm going to blow them up here, take a closer look real quick. So here's the A119 first, and then kind of a similar clip with the A229. That's a night and day difference with the quality, and you can see license plates from a lot further with the A229 than you could with the A119, so definitely a big improvement. I'm just going to have to deal with it in my truck, but I don't want to switch these back and forth, plus I'm going to have to rewire again. I'm not going to do all that. Anyway, looking at the rear here, so A119 right there, and then here's the A229 rear. And this is even an improvement. It's still dark, but that's because I got tint. Yes, there is a clearer picture with the A119, I guess perspective-wise, but that's only because I put the A229 rear camera a little close to my third brake light. But I'll get that fixed. Anyway, I think this was a massive improvement, so I'm definitely happy with this purchase. They were on sale. I think it was like $270 for the A229 Pro. Wasn't looking to spend that much, but I reminded myself my A119s pay for themselves when I got into 2 accidents previously. One being my fault, but it still saved my butt when it came to them trying to say it was worse than it actually was. With that all said, I'm going to end it here. If If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know where to leave them. As well, if you could press the things down to the lower left, I'd really appreciate it, as it helps me out. I thank you all for stopping by today. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and take care.